Hey, it's Phil. Got my weekly analysis here. So we'll start with a couple of triggered orders, and then we'll go over to the forward orders so you could catch those two alongside with me. So I'm looking at the EuroCAD here, and we are actually on the monthly, the highest time frame, and we have both of the EMAs right here, right where I placed my forward order, and it was fingers in the fire, and it's moved up about 50 or so pips, give or take. It's kind of been going up and down a little bit. But if we zoom in, we can kind of see more of the reason. So we have those monthly EMAs and underneath the 78.6 fib. So a nice strong fib down there. My stop loss was down here, or maybe just in line with this monthly 200 here, about just over my 75 pip range I like to be in. But worth it for the trade because this was definitely an A grade setup. So here, looking to long it, we have some slight hesitation, weaker psych level 1.46, and then up here we have the daily 55 and the 50 fib area. So I'll be thinking about taking some profits in this area and definitely trailing up with my stop loss. Euro pound, this one, looking at it on the hourly, and we can see it's had a strong bearish move down and then up and kind of luckily coming back down. But this one was some heated some warning on this one because if we're looking at it on the monthly or sorry, the monthly or the weekly, we can see it's similar to that Euro CAD trade where we had the EMA, but this one just working with the 55 on the monthly. Go back to the weekly, then we have the added two EMAs, trend line, 78.6 fib, so similar there. Only problem is looking at it now on the daily, we can see where this weekly 55 EMA, instead of price approaching it and getting rejected and pushed away, whether that be up or down, it kind of just attracted to this area here. So it was a less respected EMA in the sense of price getting rejected. And then finally here we can see a nice strong repel moved down through these other EMAs. The candle has not closed yet, so it could be one of these nasty wicks and then retraces. So this is definitely one I am managing my risk actively, and I have been watching it on the 1 hour to trail it down. I believe my stop loss started here, brought it down to here, and then underneath this wick, and then now just under on top of the 78.6 fib area there. So not for the faint of heart. Definitely need to be monitoring this one. Mark said he's leaving it alone. I had my order trigger, so I am the test dummy for it, but luckily now my stop loss, we're talking about 4 pips. So not too much of a risk on this one. Anyways, let's go on to the forward orders. Unfortunately, the Euro USD is a forward order for me. It was an active trade, but I moved my stop loss underneath this weekly 55, and the spike overnight knocked me out. It was just, again, probably 3-4 pips under here. Oh, this is saying about 10, but my entry was a little lower. So it was about 5 pips stop loss. Took me out, and then it hopefully isn't rocketing off yet, but we'll see what this wants to do. I believe it's about 40 pips away from the entry now. See if it wants to retest, but if this one goes without us, then it's a moveon.com situation. Euro Swissy, looking at this one, we have the 61.8 fib. We have a trend line and the daily 200. So I'm interested in shorting it here, and especially because of the resistance that 61.8 fib area had here, and then on these candles knocking on the door and then got rejected. Came back up, tried again, still no one's home, and it pushed on down. So if this came back up, made somewhat of a double top in this area, then I would expect it to fall back down, especially with those added areas of confluence. Aussie CAD is next, and this one is similar to what I've been looking at the past few weeks. We have some stacked EMAs. The 55 on the daily has kind of left the party, but we still have the 200, I believe the weekly 55 some big areas of support and resistance and psychology, and the 61.8 fib. And the recent highs are all the reasons for the stop loss and the entry for the short on the Aussie CAD. CAD Yen will be next. And this one, I am looking at these EMAs, this 100 psych level, basically as big as it gets in terms of psychological levels. And then we have a 61.8 fib again, showing its face, and the weekly 55. So entry on top of the daily EMAs, stop loss underneath everything, safely tucked underneath there. That's a very good trade. Might even consider increasing the lot size, but it depends on how many pips. We're at about 75, so we're going to keep it for my maximum risk percentage on this trade. Another yen, the New Zealand yen. This one is similar, except if we look at the other one, we're just missing that daily 55 EMA. That's kind of spiked up, but we still have the 200. We have a different support resistance, fib, another EMA, and stop loss in line with that EMA. So looking along that for the same reasons there. Next, we have the New Zealand CAD. And this one Mark showed in the live session, but in case you missed that and you're seeing this, we have some stacked EMAs, another EMA, another fibs. What do you know? More of the same, but that's what we're looking for. We're looking for these areas of simple confluence where price is likely to react, and we can minimize our risk because everything is nice and tight. Talking about 50 pips there for all of these strong hitters. Now on my chart, I do have this monthly 200, but on Mark's, it was more up here. So it's kind of different on the broker and different on some people's charts. So I'll be kind of seeing what price wants to do in this area. It was pretty good support here and decent and support here, decent resistance here. So we'll see if price can push through this area stacked on this lower fib and get rejected back down. Fingers crossed on that one, but it should be a good one. Last forward order for me for right now is the New Zealand USD. This one I have my entry right under the 61.8 fib, a support and resistance horizontal line, and then we have, what do you know, 2 EMAs and the 78.6 fib. So pretty much same reasons across the board for these trades, same structures, similar structures, but just in different areas and for different reasons. But a lot of the confluence is the same. A lot of the reasons for the stops are the same. And I let my VTC, my trading console, take care of scaling and my take profits. So that's why you don't see take profits on my trades. It's because I'm running the trading console. But, you know, I would consider here, right underneath this low, as an area for take profit there. So about 100 pips. Anyways, I hope this helps, and I hope to see you in the forum and updating on how these trades go. Take care.